If you're a fan of timeless leather jackets and quality craftsmanship, you're in luck and you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to dive into the fascinating history of Aero Leathers, explore the artistry behind their jackets, and share why owning one is a must for any leather jacket enthusiast. Hello YouTubers, welcome back to the official Handsome Jersey Devil channel, where we focus on overall health, personal development, and coaching and product reviews of high quality goods, with an emphasis on mental health. My name is Walter Iniguez and I am the owner of the brand and the host of this channel. To truly appreciate Aero Leathers, we must understand its rich history, founded in 1985 in Scotland. This renowned brand has been crafting leather jackets for over 3 decades. The name Aero pays homage to the aviation heritage of these iconic jackets. Initially, Aero Leathers specialized in producing garments for motorcyclists and aviators, creating pieces that were not only stylish but also provided essential protection against the elements. As time passed, their reputation for exceptional quality and craftsmanship grew beyond these niche markets, attracting a diverse clientele of leather enthusiasts. When it comes to leather jackets, Aero Leathers is synonymous with unparalleled craftsmanship. Each jacket is a labor of love, meticulously handcrafted by skilled artisans who have honed in their craft over the years and perfected. Let's talk about materials. Aero Leather sources only the finest materials. Their jackets are primarily made from high-quality horsehide, which is renowned for its durability and unique grain patterns. This ensures that every Aero Leather jacket is not just a piece of clothing, but a timeless statement. Let's talk about the construction. Aero jackets are a testament to traditional craftsmanship. The artisans at Aero Leathers pay meticulous attention to every detail, from the stitching to the placement of the pockets and the zippers. This commitment to excellence results in jackets that are not only visually stunning, but also built to last. Customization. One of the standout features of Aero Leathers is their dedication to customization. Customers can choose from a variety of styles, colors, and hardware options, allowing them to create jackets that truly reflect their personal style. But they take it a step above, and while their jackets are not bespoke, they do allow for custom measurements from their frame. Let's talk about why owning a Aero Leathers jacket. It's timeless. Aero Leather jackets are more than just clothing. They are a statement of style that transcends trends. Owning an Aero Leather jacket means owning a piece of fashion history that will never really go out of style. Durability. These jackets are built to withstand the test of time. With proper care, Aero Leather jackets can last a lifetime, even become a family heirloom. Unique expression. The customization options offered by Aero Leather allow you to create a jacket that is uniquely yours. From the type of leather, to the color and hardware and your measurements, you have the freedom to express your personality through your jacket. All right, YouTubers, let's take a look at some of the Aero Leather jackets that I do have and see what they're all about. All right, YouTubers, here we go. These are all Aero Leather jackets. They're all different hides. They're mostly going to be horsehide, with the exception of this one right here, which is their crazy horse cowhide. And I really enjoy this one for the style, but two, I like the pull on this jacket, on this leather. This one right here is natural horsehide, and here we have some other variations, some of the browns. They all have different weights. They're not all the same weight, and they all have still a classic vintage look. This one in particular, this one has a flannel lining, and they did a really good job at recreating that jacket. That's a lot of what they do at some recreations, and so that's something to consider when you're picking up one of these pieces, because they are timeless. And so you're not just investing in something that just looks good now, but something that will look good in the long run. One of the things that I love about Aero Leathers is the fact that you can customize everything, from the length or measurements to yourself. They use their own pattern, but they can adjust it to your measurements to the best of their ability. You can pick the leather, you can pick the lining. All the linings are not going to be the same, as you can see this one from the other. Some of them are going to be lighter, some of them are going to be heavier, but you have the option of picking that. You have the option of picking the hardware. As you can see, they're all different here, and you can pick that. I mean, the world is your oyster with them. They don't do bespoke, but I mean, they really come close. The staff is very friendly, very communicative, and I mean, there is a distance, right? There is a time difference, and so you're going to have to be a little patient when it comes to that, but they do a really, really good job of answering and getting back to you. So different patterns, depending on your taste, you can pick out whatever you like. Again, more of a flannel tweed on this one. And again, when you're creating something, so I recently sold a few leather jackets, and I just basically downsized, going back to a capsule clothing or capsule closet. And anytime you're doing something like that, you are either you're restarting or you are going back to basics. One of the things you want to do is you want to pick up items that are interchangeable and get the most use out of them. That way you're really putting them to good use, and you can change it up and with the same jacket get many different looks. I still have these because, again, they all have different weights. They're all lined differently, and they have a purpose. Here in the Four Seasons, we have obviously different elements, and so all of them play a different role. So you're going to pick out whatever suits your needs in your location. So that's something else that you want to consider, and have either shoes, boots, leather goods, any other garments that you can interchange with one another. That way you get the most out of your wardrobe and your closet. So that's something to consider. So this is why I downgraded or downsized, and I'm just keeping these. Aero Leathers, just like some of like Whites and Wesco and Trickers, have a dedicated page on jackets that maybe didn't make the cut, like seconds. They have another one where they'll just do a one-off and, you know, something like a sample, and you can get those for a really good deal. In my opinion, their price point is right down the middle. Not super expensive, not cheap either in comparison to someone like, for example, the Japanese makers. So I think this is a great buy. But again, if you are looking to just get into it and not sure, samples and seconds might be something you want to start off with, just because it's a little bit more inexpensive, and you can really try it out before you commit to something either new and so on. You can also check out other markets like eBay, Grail, to see what they have available. The tricky part about Aero Leathers though is, and this is something you run into anytime you're doing any kind of custom clothing, is that I've gotten this before where I sold a jacket at a certain size, but the measurements might be a little bit off. And the reason being is because they're custom. So just make sure that you check the measurements when you're looking for jackets like these. And I apply the same rule as suits, where if you're, make sure that you're paying attention to all the details, right? You don't necessarily need something bespoke. You just need something that generally would fit you, and then you can alter it or have them alter it or set up certain measurements or take it to your own cobbler if your body changes and you need to make any adjustments, or any leather worker. But yeah, they'll do a pretty good job at taking care of that themselves. And again, just do your homework. Make sure that you get the most out of the jacket. Make sure you give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. I know some people are big on just getting something completely perfectly to fit them, and unfortunately, once your body changes, and it does change, you might gain weight, lose weight, whatever. You may have to either put them on hold, or you may need to just let them go. And unfortunately, you know, this is something you want to hold on to. So make sure you give yourself a little bit of wiggle room when you're looking for sizes or creating a custom fit. Make sure that you pay attention to the weight of the leather, because that's very important, so that you can use it for multiple seasons. Same thing with the lining. So make sure that you are taking that into consideration. Now, I've owned some Fountainheads, Fine Creek leather, Real McCoys, and unfortunately, as much as I love a lot of the Japanese jackets and producers and jackets that come out of Japan, the stitching is really, really good, and the construction and everything is great. The leather quality is really, really good. Some of the rare stuff, you'll get that from them. Unfortunately, they're just not really for my body type. I'm athletic, I like to work out, and most people are as well. And so I feel like they target their demographic, and that's fine. If you fit that profile, then great. But for most, I feel like Aero Leathers does a better job at doing that. And so for me, they do a really good job at their stitching. As you can see, I haven't seen any flaws. Like I said, they'll put their seconds on site for sale, and I really don't see any of those flaws. But I think that's something that you may want to consider and be mindful of, is that while the stitching from these Japanese makers might be great, the patina might be great, the leather selection is great, does it fit you? And are you going to get, are you going to be able to wear them, right? Because if their sleeves are too long and their arms are a little bit slim, much slimmer than most Americans, then you're not going to really get much use out of that. Again, you can tailor it, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. And with a leather jacket from Japan, Shinki, for example, or any high-end leather producer from there, you want to be careful who you have working on that leather. The same goes with suits, and I'll do a suit review soon. When you're buying an expensive, even off the rack suit, you want to be careful who you send that to when getting it altered. So same thing goes, and same thing applies for high-end leather jackets. You want to be careful. You don't just want to take it to your dry cleaner and have them just do all kinds of work to it if they don't specialize in it. And that can be quite costly. So that's something else to consider when you're picking out, a jacket, suit, whatever. And so for me, I found that it's just quite expensive. I didn't get much use out of them. And so I ended up selling them. Fine Creek, Fountainhead, Real McCoy, nice jackets, nothing, I don't want to say anything negative about it. I don't believe in right or wrong. It just didn't really suit me. I kind of fell into that hype of the whole Japanese stuff, but realistically, it just didn't suit me. I wasn't getting any much wear out of them, so I ended up letting them go. And I kept Aeros because they were just a better fit. Price point were great for what I was getting, and like I said, they're not the cheapest, but they're also not the most expensive. And I think that between the customization options, picking the hardware, the leather, the lining, the measurements, and all that, something to your size, I think you just can't go wrong. And so for me, this was the better choice. But again, this is not to sway you to just get them. This is just to let you know and something to consider. This one I put somewhere to this one, and I love the patina already coming through. And so some of the fine creek, that you could get the patina much quicker, but for me, I kind of like to work for it. This one has been, I've had this one for quite some time, and I like that. So it was better for me. It was a better option for me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Back to the traditional format. In conclusion, Aero Leathers is a brand steeped in history and craftsmanship, offering leather jackets that are not just garments, but work of art. Owning an Aero leather jacket is an investment in style, quality, and heritage. Whether you're a motorcycle enthusiast, an aviation buff, or simply someone who appreciates fine craftsmanship, Aero Leathers has a jacket that's waiting to become a part of your story. Explore their collection, choose your style, and experience the legacy of Aero leather jackets for yourself. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share so that we can grow this community of like-minded individuals. Till next time, have a healthy day.